today is the day. We're gonna be doing a lot of service to that, and we're gonna see how much money we save by doing it ourselves. I'm gonna show you everything I'm doing. I'm waiting on a quote back from the dealer to do exactly what I'm about to do, and we're gonna break down all the cost of everything, like what it really costs to maintain that truck on like a heavy maintenance schedule. So we've got transmission fluid and transmission filters, and then I've got these 3 bottles here are for our transfer case for the 4-wheel drive. This is for the front differential. This is for the oil change, and this is the oil. This is the oil filter. This here is the fuel filters, a water separator and fuel filter. I actually did the rear end already. It's due again, but I'm not doing it in this video. So I actually have a quote coming from the dealer to do exactly this. And we're gonna see what the difference is between doing it yourself, paying a dealer to do it. How much money did we really save? Another cost we're breaking down is a fresh set of new tires for the truck. The tires wore out pretty bad last year going to Alaska, driving through all the mountains, and the roads really just knocked out the alignment a lot as well. So we're gonna go ahead and have both of those done at Discount Tire because it's a pretty fair price, and it's probably the cheapest alignment I've been able to find for a dually truck at right around $100. It took a couple of hours. The tire swap, they actually did really quick, only about an hour. But we had to get it aligned. They had some other cars on the alignment machine first, so we had to wait for that. But look at these. Got us a lot of tread on there now. We're good to go up to Maine, baby. I got everything set up. So now I'm gonna hop under there, start getting some of this fluid changed. Daggum, that's too tight. All right, are we ready? And go. All right, time to get the filter off. Now I've got a new little device this time. It's this guy. So these Ram trucks, I'll show you. The only way to get the filter out is either from the top side, taking a bunch of stuff out, or through this little hole. I put in some Banks parts, which is that red piping right there. You kind of see it through there, and this boot. And I've read that when you do that, sometimes it can be hard to get the filter out. So there's the top of the filter. And then this thing is gonna screw in there and seal it off, and it has these little handles so you can grab it. We're gonna see how well this method works. It's the first time I've done it with this thing. Okay, let's see if this thing works and if that space is gonna be too tight to get this filter out. Ooh, it is tight. It is real tight. Yep. Houston, we have a problem. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So I think it definitely snagged something, whether it was a bolt or that clamp. It makes it really tight to get it in and out, that's for sure.
I thought that when you changed the oils, that like the filter came out from underneath. Like you dropped it out from the bottom.
They used to. And then someone thought it was a great idea to put a big plate, cross member, under the motor so that now you can't even get the filter out. You have to dig it out or take out your air box and all this other stuff to try and get it out from the top side. Those tubes that I replaced made it tighter. This used to not be this tight at all. I don't know how easy it's gonna go back in. Can't let everybody know that I don't really mind doing this with my gloves off. I gotta let them all think that I'm a must wear your gloves kind of guy. I only change sewage hoses with gloves off, not my engine oil. This little plug did a good job. Stick that like that, let it drain. So I would like to say that some RV parks won't allow this. I didn't ask permission. I'm just gonna hopefully get it done. You gotta live like a rebel sometimes. It's always a good idea to pre-fill your filters. I feel that bolt just scratching the paint on this thing. Okay, if you've got a Ram, 2019 or newer, I don't know about the newest year, like 19 to 24 for sure, and you change your own oil, and you use the gallon bag method or get the oil everywhere method. This right here, oil filter cap removal tool for a Ram, like $7 on Amazon. Totally worth it. Oil change, done. Next up, fuel filter, water separator. So that's the fuel filter there. Can we get out? Oh, we can. It honestly doesn't look terrible. You can see how that one's a little gray. Snap down in there. So much for wearing gloves today. Lasted a long time. Now my hands are covered in diesel. So here is fuel filter. Back, the back, there's the drive shaft. This is a little trick that I figured out. If you just get a coffee can, use a metal one, and then it sits perfectly. It's offset enough that it'll just lean right here onto this heat shield for the tank. And then you can just crack this open. Fill that can up with fluid. Let's see how black that thing is. The new one is bright white. And now, fuel filters are done. 4:30. Let's see if I can get 1 or 2 more things done today. Maybe a little more if the daylight holds up. Still waiting on that quote from the dealer. I've been waiting 4 hours. I was told 5 minutes.
Do you actually mind giving me about 5 minutes on that to get this put together?
So I'm wondering if I'll get this all finished before I even get the quote back from the dealer.
Have you ever had to do this before?
I've never done this on this truck. I've got a feeling this thing's about to come splatting at me. It may not because I've got the top bolt in. It's getting me. Oh, it's getting me. These dog nail clippers are coming in handy for this though. Maybe I can squeeze it up in there. It's definitely squeezing up in there. So they make bags of this stuff, other brands, but I couldn't find anything other like aftermarket replacements for this factory fluid. So I definitely don't want to use something that's not really approved for it. 2 in.
And where will it come out of?
It's gonna come right out of the hole that I'm filling in. Oh, you'll see it come out. There it goes. This is done. You should probably check it every once in a while. It's official. We got our estimate before I finished, so I've gotten my oil change done, I've done my fuel filters, and I've done my transfer case so far. All I've got left is my transmission, filters, and fluid, and my front differential. I just got this email at 5:54, so it took them almost 6 hours to get me a quote, but we got the quote and we're about to go over it here at the end of this video. I haven't even looked at it yet, so let me look at it real quick. Ooh, yeah, y'all are gonna wanna stick around for this one. Discount Tire can email me a quote in 10 minutes on a piece of paper that says Discount Tire, which we'll be talking about that at the end of the video too, because, well, something's not right. Something's not right with the truck. It's making a noise on the front end now, and I've gotta take it back to get it figured out. I think they over-tightened something somewhere. You hit bumps, it makes a popping noise. It's not supposed to do that. We'll see.
Here we go, day 2. It's a new day.
Yay. Well, last night we wrapped up. Courtney had a good idea. I was jogging my mind through how I was gonna do this transmission pan because there's no drain plug on it. You gotta pull all the bolts out and it starts leaking everywhere, and it's not very directable flow of fluid that I can direct into a standard drain pan without having either some type of attachment or something. So Courtney had the great idea of picking up just a big wide plastic tote from Walmart. It was $10, and I think it's gonna do perfect. I'm just gonna drain it into this and then dump this into my oil drain pan and then take it to the recycling. So with that being said, I am gonna jack the front of the truck up just a little bit, just so I have a little more clearance to work under there, because I have to pull the pan down and still be able to kind of work around it. I do have a floor jack that I typically travel with, and I got this recently, which is great for all kinds of stuff. And so I figured I'm gonna use this one because it gives me a reason to use it. And I'm gonna show it to you guys. It is a bottle jack, but it's not your ordinary bottle jack. It's pretty cool because it's like you can put this on here, jack goes up, and you can have flat, or you can have like cradles, and you can even stack the different poles on top up to 36 inches. Which is pretty awesome. There's a pin that goes in here and holds it or whatever. I'm not gonna completely stack this whole thing together, but you get the idea. And so if you've got like there's holes right there that you can put pins in. There it is. You can put the pin in the different holes and get different heights. We had some friends that have the same jack. They actually use this flat one. Their tank fell out of their RV, so they used this flat jack here with it extended, and was able to jack up their tank and hold it in place so they could resecure it, their holding tank. So lots of uses for this thing, especially because you get the cradle and the flat. We are just gonna be using it in a standard form today. I'm pretty excited about it. This is called the Tallboy, the Power Mountain Tallboy Jack. You can find it at Etrailer. We'll put the link below. But let's get this thing under the truck and see about lifting it just a little bit. Just lifting this front so that I can get a little uneven ground. It'll help even it up. All right, that's max. It seems pretty solid enough. I mean, the tires aren't off the ground, so I'm gonna go with that. I may drop it just a hair. I think we're good with that. And there she goes, baby. That should not be that dark at all. It should be like a bright red.
Well, maybe we just do it more frequently.
Yeah, they recommend 120 when you're not towing frequently and 60 when you're towing frequently. We're at 66, so we're a little over.
Yeah.
But we're not, I don't feel like we're drastically over. I mean, 10% over what they call for. And at some point, I'm just going to have to like hold it up, pull the bolts out, and drop the residual out. That worked out really well. In a transmission pan, you've got magnets that pick up. You're always going to have some metal debris in there, but that is a lot of metal. What I don't like is, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, is there is a pretty good amount of flakage.
It's in the back there. You can maybe see it.
There's flakage in the pan too.
Can you wipe the metal off of those magnets as like a clump?
Well, all this is going to get cleaned.
Wow.
I'm going to spray the pan out and everything.
Oh my gosh, hold on, look at that magnet compared to that.
We're changing the filter. You're always going to get some, I mean, that's just part of an automatic transmission. They're not forever items.
Can you put it side by side?
Still see the metal flake stuck to it.
Have you ever had one like that bad?
Look here, I'm going to put this thing back together and I'm going to keep sending her.
Well, we did it. Now, will this the fluid that you drained out potentially have metal in it too?
Do it now.
The fluid that's in the bin?
It could. More fluid's going to come out when I pull these filters, probably.
You have to fill that up. It'll fill itself up.
It won't take it long. Going wrong. Oh my gosh, what a mess. I want you to go in there. It is definitely not going in straight.
They're borrowing the blower across the street.
Did you film any of the struggle before?
Yeah, it was on. It was just sitting there.
So we got it back on. It took me a minute, but I think the threads on the brand new one were kind of funky or something. So it took me a while and I had to figure that out. I kept trying to go on crooked.
I feel like that took you 30 minutes to get that thing on.
I feel like it took me more than 30 minutes to get that filter on.
Let's see the red compared to the...
Oh yeah, I mean,
red
it's like
that we
bright
have.
red compared to what was in it. So everything online says 7 to 8 quarts is the change fluid amount. So I'm gonna start with 7. See where that puts me. Well, y'all see the difference in color. That's 66,000 miles.
Gosh, it almost looks purple.
Well, the drain pan here did a great job. So if you need to change your transmission fluid, Sterilite pan works pretty darn good. That was a lot of fluid. All right, you guys, I wanted to get it all done today, but if you take a look that way, we got rain coming, and so I'm not gonna try and open up something else. We got the transmission done, which was the most important thing I really wanted to get done. And remember when I said that there was something wrong with the truck? Well, we went back to Discount Tire and had them take a look at what they did with the alignment. And turns out there was a couple of nuts that were left loose on our control arms, which were causing the axle to bind and pop when it would shift. Luckily, they got it squared away, and now we're gonna break down all of these costs.
Now the moment that y'all are all waiting for is the price breakdown of how much money we actually saved by doing all this maintenance ourselves.
Remember earlier when I was waiting on all that getting quotes back and everything else? Well, I finally got the first quote back, and then it was wrong. So then I had to have them update it, and then they ghosted me. So I never even got that quote finalized or back from the first dealership. I called them, emailed them, never heard anything. So I reached out to another dealership. I did hear back. I did get a quote, and now we're gonna break down what it would cost you to take this to a dealer versus doing it yourself. Now, I can't say that every dealer is gonna be the same price, but it'll give you a rough idea. Let's start with our basic engine oil first. What cost us $91.82 to do would have costed $249.95 at a dealer. That is significant savings of over $150. Fuel filters. What cost us $61.98 to do, because I found a really good deal on the filters. At the dealer, we were quoted $449.95. Transmission filter service. Now this includes changing the filters in the transmission and putting fresh fluid in the transmission. What costed us approximately $225 to do, at the dealer would have cost $899.95. That is a huge difference. I'm not even going to do the math in my head, but we will put it all on the screen here in just a second, the totals. Okay, so let's talk about the transfer case service. You saw me do the transfer case under there. Fluid was kind of going everywhere, and I was going to do the front axle as well. I did make it to the front axle because we had the rain come in that day, but this dealer quoted me kind of a vague language. It says 4x4 service, which I assume is the transfer case and the front and rear axle. So I just went ahead and broke down the cost if we were to do front axle, rear axle, and transfer case and put them all together. Giving them the benefit of the doubt that that's what their breakdown was, dealer cost on that would have been $949.95. And for us, our costs were $270. Let's talk about the totals here. Our approximate total material cost, because I left out some small change here and there, was $649. At the dealer, it would have been, with taxes, $2,715.54. So we saved $2,066.54. That's huge, because that savings is about to help the next part, the tires. We went to Discount Tire. We had 6 tires mounted and balanced, and we had an alignment done. The tires, $925.58. The alignment, $96.74. Total tire cost, $1,022.32. Which leads us to a total cost of what we spent to get our truck ready to get on the road this year, because I'm still going to do the axle service, it just wasn't in this video, to a total of $1,671.32. So this is one of the ways that we save money while traveling full time, because it's not the most expensive life, but it's also not the cheapest lifestyle either. So we cut cost where we can. One of those, by maintaining things ourselves, which you can see saved us a ton of money this time. So let me know in the comment section, would you do your own vehicle maintenance if it saved you over $2,000? With all that being said,
We'll see you guys on the next one.